Hey guys, I am ZW, and turning Tom Hanks into Woody was manageable because it was just a head swap. But for Buzz Lightyear, there isn't a 1/6 scale figure that I could just buy, so I have to make him completely from scratch. Starting with the Pop 2 scanner, which I will use to scan a standard 1/6 scale body to obtain a digital copy. But what's a body without a head? This is when we visit Getty Images to select a few HD pictures of Tim Allen, smiling for references. And we can start sculpting. Before we force him to smile, we need to get his overall shape right. So I'm just gonna move the digital clay according to the shapes I see on the reference images. I mean, I'm not a professional or anything, and I am lacking a lot of practice ever since I got distracted with making toys, so I might be a little rusty. That's why it's important to obtain references from different angles, even the unglam ones, because they help you position the features accurately. And it's also an excuse for me to watch movies every day, because hey, do you know how hard it is to pause at every single frame to take a screenshot of an actor like a hardcore stalker? I can't even focus on the storyline. Thankfully, I got most of what I needed in one of Tim's movies called El Camino Christmas. And in order to visualize his head better, I threw a little ball at him, carved out a little simple wig, and now we can make him smile. Capturing likeness is hard enough, giving him expressions and still maintaining that likeness is insanely difficult, because you will have to find references of that particular expression from every single angle possible. When you smile, not just your mouth moves, all the muscles around your cheeks and eyes also move, and that will require some adjusting. This is where the weird angled images come in handy to guide you. Tim Allen also has a rather unique smile, where his lips droop a little more to the right side, so I made sure to replicate it as closely as I could. After drawing some eyebrows on him, we are ready to shave his head and give him that iconic Space Ranger bald cap. Oh wait, what? Right, we gotta get rid of those ears as well. Replace them with rectangles, and finally, the body has a brain, which we can easily adjust to find the right size thanks to the 3D scan body. I know, I'm excited to make the suit as well, but let's finish up the head by giving the bald cap a little texture, sculpting the eyebrows, a quick skin texture for the face, and we are ready. Instead of scanning every armor piece one at a time, I'm just gonna borrow the 3D model of Buzz from Kingdom Hearts, remove the head this time because we already have a better one, split them up parts by part, and more parts, throw them all in and scale them down to fit the 3D scanned body. Scaling is the easy part. You just want to make sure they look proportional to what a human would potentially wear, and this is an exclusive look at an early concept art of what Tim Allen would look like as Buzz. As for the wings, I'm not an engineer, so the best I could do is to make a set of wings that could slot in and out of the back compartment. Now the slightly harder part would be to increase the resolution of these armor pieces without smoothing out all these sharp edges. For example, when I divide this model, everything is washed out, but if I select the edges and group them separately, I can crease them, and now when I subdivide, the edges will stay. Get it? No? Too bad. Do that 500 more times for the rest of the part, and we are still not ready to print, because we still need to make the armor wearable. By digging the body out of the part. Do you see the beige part on the inside of the armor? That's basically the portion of the armor touching our body. Not that way. But what we want is to move the parts further out to ensure that the pieces can be worn without interference. Other than that, it's just about digging holes through all the parts, and that's over 20 parts done and ready to print. How fun. Printing took another 3 days, and this is where I got a bit sick. Not COVID-19 sick, more like sick of this shit. Cause look at all the parts I have to sand. We literally just did that for Mr. Potato, and I just painted a life-size Buzz Lightyear last month. It's just so hard to get excited when you're doing things repetitively. That's why I had to take a break to make some Pokemon. I know people hate change, so while I suffer, I would like to thank all of you for watching my Pokemon video and helping it reach new viewers. Especially all the supportive comments, you guys are the best. Of course, we cannot forget our dedicated coffee crew. Welcome our new member Dudas. Thank you for helping me buy things like this silver suit for the figure, and it's time to do a test fit. Everything should technically fit properly. For the chest piece, I designed it such that the two halves could be secured with a button on both sides like this, but his black waist would need to be glued on, so will his underwear. The rest should slot right in with ease. As for the hands and the feet, I'm going to sacrifice the feet that came with the body because their flexibility is required for the joints to insert in tightly, and we can just glue them into the holes that I've prepared beforehand digitally. Nothing to see here, just cutting some fingers off and stuffing the remains into a glove. Very standard customizing job. Now for the wings, I took inspiration from our Pokemon video where I failed terribly with UV resin. This time I found a translucent dripper thingy, cut it in half, and I will use it for our light bulb, but with no lights. As usual, our handy dandy blue tag that is not blue anymore because it has consumed so much paints by now, but it's still useful as a border for the UV resin, which I am pretty sure would work now because the mold is transparent. Let it cure under some UV light and let's start painting. Okay, we really need to be smart here and follow a systematic approach, or else I will probably cry and procrastinate more. To do things more efficiently, first we gotta paint everything white. Next, we will mask the relevant parts like the wings, the chest, and the button wrist thing for some red paint. And once that's done, we can enjoy some satisfying peeling. Okay, back to work. More masking for the purples and greens this time. Like a lot of maskings, it's not even funny. Purple for the chest, wings, hands and head. Green for the feet, wingtips and remaining of the chest, and everything else. More peeling and we can finally put them on. After a quick gloss, I'm gonna apply a scaled down version of the stickers to finish the look. Not to forget our light bulb, which is clear as glass. Just some sanding again to fit the wings, and it's time to paint our Tim Allen head with some beige, red blushes and shadows, white for the eyeballs and teeth, blue for his eyes, and you know the stuff. I've done it multiple times in my 1/6 scale videos, so you can check those out. I'm gonna gloss the teeth, apply some UV resin for the eyeballs to bring it to life, and we are done! There you have it, Captain America. What? Let's try that again. There you have it, Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear. I am so glad this project is finally done. Making a figure from scratch is unbelievably hard, and I'm really happy with it because it also glows in the dark. There are a few painting errors which I couldn't be bothered to fix, but come on, he looks so much better than Tom Hanks. Check out my new Pokemon video here, consider supporting the channel with coffee, and I will see you next time.